Okay, but very briefly, we will start off with the impromptu speech, then followed by prepared speech, then evaluations, a set of evaluations, and that's the general structure of the Toastmasters meeting. And without further delay, let us go into the fun part of the whole meeting, that is the table topics session. And with that, let us welcome the table topics master for today, Chin Win. Keep that applause coming, come on, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Thank you.
Welcome everybody. Welcome to our Chinese New Year team Toastmasters meeting. So as you can see before your eyes, there are ample packets. I will be distributing these ample packets. So each of you will be getting a free ample packet. But because I'm not married yet, so there won't be any money inside here. Otherwise it's not auspicious. Okay? So inside this angpao, some of you will be very fortunate because there's something more than just an empty packet inside. And there will be 4 angpaos or 4 recipients who will be receiving this. And there will be a topic assigned to you for those who are receiving an angpao with a special surprise inside. Okay, so I think before I begin, let me just talk about what a table topic is. I'm sure all of you are not new to Toastmasters. So table topics generally or simply put is basically speaking without preparation. So it's an impromptu speaking. You'll use it a lot in interviews or when you go for dates or even when you go out for networking events with your business clients.
Chinese New Year.
Chinese New Year as well. People just like to ask questions during Chinese New Year, especially in that round table. So this will get you well prepared, okay, for that moment when people pose a question to you. So I will be giving you a topic, and you will be coming up here. There is a certain time limit. So all you need to do is just speak for a minute, and you'll be qualified. So within a minute, the green bell will be lit up, and that would mean you will be able to finish your speech if you want to. If you want to carry on, at 1 minute 30 seconds, the yellow light will be lit up. That means you have to wrap up your speech. Otherwise, if you carry on, the second minute, the moment it hits 2 minutes, the red light will be lit up, and that's where you really need to stop. For being Toastmasters, we are quite generous. We will give you another 30-second allowance. So if within 2 minutes 30 seconds, you have not ended your speech, KJ will sound like that. So without further ado, let me distribute the angpao packets. A prize question that is not related to Chinese New Year, but it's also something really interesting.
Nothing like the last meeting, right? Nothing like the last
Not
meeting.
really that, but yeah. Can we have the first speaker, the one with the number 1? Okay, Ken. Okay, welcome, Ken. The topic for tonight, for you, your most memorable CNY experience. Ken, your most memorable CNY experience? Your most memorable CNY experience? Ken.
Every year, Chinese New Year is going more and more exciting because we Chinese, especially based on the day 2017, we have the chicken year or rooster year. The most memorable one is of course the dragon year, which is back in 2012. Wow! Newspapers, Facebook, multimedia, they always publish this. Even the angpao is based on the dragon year. What is so special about it, or what I can say extraordinary, is because people are really looking forward to it. It's back in 2012, a very interesting year because I don't know why. Watch it, 2013, how people say that time flies so fast, but 2012 is like the last year that is like before 2013 onwards. It's very special towards me because if you are in the year of the dragon, you want to do things extra mile. You want to do something extraordinary. You want to do something very impressive and auspiciously well. For me, in terms of most extraordinary Chinese New Year, well, other than just eating very luxurious dinner or hang out with friends, what we actually do, this time, we ourselves, the time I was 18, remember, we ourselves just share of my siblings what our thoughts towards the future. Because as we grow older, we tend to have like a much more different way of thinking already. That's why we're able to express ourselves and able to give our thoughts towards the others. So that is why this is so important year. Now, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't matter 2012 is a dragon year or 2017 is a rooster year. Each time when Chinese New Year approach, what are the New Year resolution that we want to set ourselves? What are new things we want other people to see ourselves as a Chinese, of course, or as a person can make a change towards each year. So change is so important to see how can we actually see when people judging upon us. Back to you.
Thank you, Ken. All right, we have someone who has kickstarted the CNY experience. Now, let's have the second speaker. Who got? Yeah, Joanne. Joanna, welcome. Okay, your topic for tonight is it's CNY. Be careful. It's CNY. Be careful, Joanna. All the best to you.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you can hear me clearly. So the topic for mine tonight is it's CNY, be careful. That could translate to a lot of things, and especially, most interestingly, is when dinner, especially with your family. And why we said be careful is because most of us Chinese will always get the questions, like, every year in, year out, you'll get the question. For those of you who are single, when are you getting married? Or where's your boyfriend? When are you bringing home to show us? So these are the things where, for those who are single, you need to arm yourself. And even to this day, you can actually notice on social media, Facebook, they even have such service like rent a boyfriend. So this is what we meant by be careful. So on the other note of being careful is, of course, a lot of us travel abroad or even travel around Malaysia, whereby you need to drive back or you're stuck in traffic jam. So you also need to be careful so that it's a very auspicious Chinese New Year time, and you need to have the very on power to stay cool and happy and not curse at road rage and whatnot. So these are the things that you need to be careful as well. And because it is such a auspicious time of the year, we tend to be also careful with a lot of our language. How do we interact with families at home? And in overall, just to say that it's CNY, be careful, because there's also the good things and bad things that we all need to be careful about. But for those of us who are married, there's also things to be careful, whereby your in-laws will happily ask you things like, if you already have first kid, when's your second one coming, or when's your third one coming, hurry up, we're all still waiting. So these are the mini things to be careful about. And I want to wish everyone here as well, happy Chinese New Year, and stay careful and be happy. Have an auspicious year ahead. Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to the third speaker. Thank you for volunteering.
Thank you,
KH. Yes. Your topic is the world is changing with technology, so is Chinese New Year. How do you blend technology and Chinese New Year to create an impactful celebration? So CNY, technology. How do you blend these two together? KH, all the best to you.
Thank you. The world has been changing every year, every week, or even every day, every hour. So is our Chinese New Year. I remember when I was young, Chinese New Year we celebrate in a very different way. We wake up, we couldn't wait for that morning. We go to our parents, we wish them. You know, there are a lot of food waiting for us, a lot of forbidden drinks that we are not used to drink, but special during that Chinese New Year. And best of all, during night time, we have a different kind of party. Create a lot of noises, might be disturbance to our neighbors, but it's okay because that is during our auspicious festival. However, at times like this, during this 2017, 2016, I kind of feel difference with Chinese New Year. We no longer feel that kind of excitement. Maybe it's the fraud of technology. Can we blame it for our iPhone and iPad that the kids are no longer running around playing with the parents but focusing on the iPhone and the iPad? Can we blame on the emails where we're no longer receiving Chinese New Year card but just email blasting? So it cut down a lot on this Chinese New Year feelings in our life. So right here I would like to share with everyone that perhaps we should pay some attention and try to avoid going into this technology trap. Thank you.
Thank you. Our last recipient of the surprise angpao. Do you want the surprise question that very special topic or a Chinese New Year theme?
Is there a fifth speaker?
Yeah. Do we have time for a fifth speaker, KJ?
No.
No, huh?
Okay, maybe I should try that. I think everybody's curious, right?
Yes.
So let's
Yeah.
do that.
Okay, I don't even need to read from the phone.
Wait,
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
Your topic is Donald and Melania Trump or Najib and Rosma. Okay. Donald and Melania Trump or Najib and Rosma. Chen. Okay.
You don't want to get locked up, right?
Nobody is going to lock you up here.
Anybody here from Secret Police?
All good? All good?
Special branch? Recording.
Oh, you
Oh! Okay, you guys are very far away. Right?
Facebook, then you talk about on Facebook Live.
Okay, let me think first. It's a bit difficult, but I'll try my best. Okay, Donald Trump's family or Najib's family? Now that's a very interesting question because if I have a choice, I wouldn't pick one of them. But just like all things, there's always a silver lining behind a bad ad. I would definitely go for Donald Trump. And the reason why I go for Donald Trump, despite all the hatred of him saying things that is not supposed to be said, at least he's honest to himself. Because a lot of things that he's done for the economy, he's very assertive, he's very aggressive, and he put his foot down and he said, this is how we do it. As compared to the leader that we have today, sometimes we are not sure where is he bringing us towards. One moment he will say that, Chinese, please go back to your country. And the other moment he will say that, we need unity, one Malaysia. So there's so much hypocrisy in the things he said that sometimes for us, we don't know where is he leaning towards. And as compared to Trump, at least he has a vision. He has, not many people like him, but at least he can bring people who like him aboard and put them together with the same frame of mind. Now, let's move on to their wife. On one side, ex-supermodel. On the other side, escape from the zoo.
You're not going to say who's who.
On one side, at least she has some fashion sense and nice body shape. On the other side, also have shape. Wrong. So if I were to choose a choice between Donald Trump or Najib, definitely I'll go for Donald Trump because of the reason that I've just mentioned. But just by looking at Najib's wife, your decision will move to Trump anyway.
So thank you, Quentin. Okay, that concludes our table topic session. Hope you all have fun tonight.